So along with stupid ideas, we made a video like a month or two ago where Microsoft is now in the doghouse. I'm sorry. Yeah, Microsoft is putting Xbox in the doghouse because Xbox is like, how about instead of investing in video games, we just buy studios, and by buy studios, we are thinking 70 billion on Activision instead of something saner, but whatever. And now Microsoft is really mad and wants that investment to be paid back immediately. Because that's feasible.
That's how that works.
Spending, getting $100 billion in revenue more than you usually do without any new video games or you actually using the
because that's how investment works
purchase.
in the business world.
Yeah.
You make an investment and immediately, every time, without fail, you get it paid back. That's how that works.
Yeah.
This is sarcasm if you haven't figured it out.
Yeah, we both literally do not have econ degrees, and we know this, okay? So, Game Pass has this new thing they're doing. We didn't really talk about it, but they got rid of Xbox Live Gold, and now it's just called Xbox Game Pass, where they had two versions. It was Xbox Game Pass Core, which gave you internet and about 20-ish games that were on the Game Pass, right? And then they made Game Pass Ultimate, which was Game Pass, the $10 purchase you used to have. It's now a service, and it have Game Pass, PC Game Pass, EA Play included, blah, 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 blah. Now, because Microsoft wants their money back, there's now 3 tiers of Game Pass that's set to come out in about a month or two, which is the two things I mentioned. But now there's a middle, less inferior version of Game Pass Ultimate, which includes just Game Pass games, but no day one releases, which is the main appeal.
Yeah.
And is why Xbox is, failing in game sales. No EA Plus, no PC Game Pass. So already sus. Just like Game Pass Ultimate, there is no yearly purchase, just like Game Pass Core. So you can't just go buy a year and then renew it every year. No, you have to pay monthly, right? No discounts, okay? So this is already a hard sell, but don't worry, they know how to sweeten the pot.
Oh,
They're
boy.
increasing the prices of all of them.
Cool.
So remember that thing I told you that was basic internet? And then a couple games you could play?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, that was $60 a year, $10 a month. Kind of like the original gold prices that they had for 15 years that still is objectively too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're creating that to $75 a year.
75
a year, yeah.
Oh my God, that's higher. I thought it was just gonna be like
that's
$5, maybe $10.
Nope. Nope.
No.
It's turning into a monthly $10 a month to $15 a month. Game Pass Ultimate, which just recently also had a price spike from 15 to 17, is now going to 17 to 20. Yep. Game Pass PC, $10 a month, now going to 12. Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. Also Game Pass for consoles. If you want the they're just gonna not let you buy it. They are jacking up the prices on everything with nothing to show for it. They're saving, and we know they're gonna do a bunch of big Game Pass editions in the month before it.
You just
to
try and get people to
rub salt on the wound because Game Pass has stagnated. Why? Because everyone who has an Xbox has Game Pass. Everyone who has an Xbox has Game Pass. The only way to increase Game Pass is to make your console appealing. But however, just like with the PlayStation 5, there is nothing. There is nothing that is driving people to buy these things. There are no games for both of them that feel unique. I'm not going to do the no games bit because there are next gen games coming out. No, there are at a statistical level, no one is PC is still the minority, right? But the console wars, we could argue that they need exclusives. No, they need games that make people care, and there has been no AAA game for a while that makes people care. So why do I bring this up? Hey, you know what cost Microsoft millions upon millions of dollars when they bought Activision?
Do tell, Howard.
It was the FTC saying, hey, you're going to use Call of Duty as a leverage point in order to jack up sales prices to screw over the consumer. And Microsoft went, nuh-uh. So when they announced this price increase, they said, hey guys, don't worry, Call of Duty, the new one's going to be day one that you have to spend on our newly jacked up price $20 Game Pass Ultimate thing. And the FTC went, get lawyered up, baby. Mm-hmm. So now the FTC is filing a complaint saying that they lied 100%. They are using Call of Duty to lock it behind the most expensive tier in Game Pass and to justify the Game Pass price going up because they said, oh, we have to increase Game Pass subscriptions so we can get more games, right? I don't know if you know this, but Microsoft kind of owns Call of Duty, so I don't know why you need more money if you already own the game. You know, I'm just saying, what more are you investing? If you're using, Xbox Game Studios, they have their own money. Game Pass has their own budget for acquisitions. David, how much do you think they spent on acquiring Call of Duty if they already owned it?
Probably too much.
Well, if it's the Game Pass and Microsoft already owns it, I'm gonna think $0. I don't know if you know this, Dave, because Microsoft kind of owns Call of Duty now.
Okay.
So what would they need to spend on acquiring Call of Duty to put on Game Pass if they already own it?
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Now that you put it like that,
especially since they've been giving most developers less and less money as the years keep going, and then the money keeps drying up. I mean, I'm just saying. Why do they need to jack up the price?
Because they're trying to get that $72 billion back.
So, you know what? I want the FTC to tear them apart.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I want the FTC to just eviscerate
They've had
them.
it coming for too long.
I am a Game Pass fan. Right? I appreciate Game Pass. I like Game Pass. However, this is too far.
No, yeah. I mean, Game Pass was past tense. It's great. It's great. But now they're just using it in an extremely predatory way.
Exactly, because they're like, hey, but honestly, this probably could just be resolved if you just didn't do day one releases. Because the real issue they're doing is they're like, well, how come no one buys our games day one if we put it day one on the Game Pass and everyone who has an Xbox has a Game Pass? Maybe it's because, Chief, I don't know, why would you need to buy it if you could just play it for $20 a month? So now they have to do predatory.
Yeah, I think
services.
I think what they would need to do is maybe not get rid of it entirely, but scale it way back.
Yeah.
Because pretty much every Microsoft-owned game is day one.
Yes.
Scale it way back. Scale it way, do one big game every so often.
Because that's why Redfall failed. That's why Hi-Fi Rush failed. And now, before you go, oh, they sold bad. Hi-Fi Rush sold amazing for what it was. The issue is it could have sold more if it wasn't a shadow dropped day one thing. And apparently, it's kind of cool that Microsoft gives a little bonus to the developers and publishers who get #1 for the month, which is apparently true. That isn't enough to recuperate the costs of putting Call of Duty, a $70 game that, quite frankly, I'm very sorry, they all kind of suck.
Not worth $70.
Call of Duty's already a scam. So now we're scamming with the scam. They're gonna lose so much money. I think the next Call of Duty, it's.
I hope so. I hope it loses.
On Game Pass, it's going to flop.
Yeah.
Because the main reason people play it is they pay the $100 version for the Call of V-Bucks or whatever, and the multiplayer or whatever. That's the bread and butter. So I don't know why you would have a scam that's perfectly fine the way it is, and then shove Game Pass in with it, which is going to make you lose money. It's which they've had fights about it, but yeah, no. FTC, go off, Queen. I want you to just annihilate this. This is insane. This is just bad.
Yeah.
No one likes this at all.
I'm hoping that we can report back to you on this. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I hope so too. Because this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.